G'day everyone, I'm Mike Bromley from Beyond Billables. So this is our reaction videos. In these videos, my team have put some great campaigns together and they're showing them to me for the first time. And I'm gonna comment on them, pull out what we like, what we don't like, from a really fresh perspective. I hope you get some value from it. All right, here we go, team.
It's another Tooheys Extra Dry review. The Tuna Advocate says, Tooheys Extra Dry is the 10th most popular beer in Australia. Tooheys Extra Dry. Proudly ordinary.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen it actually. It's interesting, when you're looking for a mid-strength beer, you're not really thinking about anything crafty or anything like that. So Proudly Ordinary, it's just kind of like, you know, when you go to the pub, it's the first thing you grab. Let's have a starter. What do I have? Like a mid-strength beer. That's all right, that's a mid-strength beer. It's very much ordinary. So the anti-ad approach is really interesting because everyone else makes themselves out to be, you know, and Extra Dry's talked about how crisp they were all the time, right? That's something that comes to mind. But they're like, no, this is an average beer, have an average beer, because that's what a mid-strength beer is, right?
It's another Tooheys Extra Dry review. Chris O says, it's not really worth describing this beer in any detail at all. Tooheys Extra Dry. Proudly ordinary.
Yeah, I didn't think about the voiceover as well, like just fully computer style voiceover, very average. And I love the way that they use the text and the graphic, the name chrisoratabeer.com, like, yeah, it's pretty good. Who else but your mate Chris O or something to rate a beer? I think it will be to the detriment in some cases. I think for a certain crowd who might just be after something different, and especially the craft crowd, but they don't drink it anyway. Like they're literally, you're making a decision between Forex Gold and Extra Dry, maybe like, I don't know, like one of the low-cal kind of beers when you're choosing to have an Extra Dry. Really, it makes me think about it a little bit differently. I don't have a problem with it. Is it going to make me remember it when I'm standing at the bar about to buy a drink? Potentially.
What's going on, mate? Mike Nolan here, doing a bit of promo for Tooheys Extra Dry. I don't really drink this stuff that much, if I'm being honest, but you know, cash is a cashy, am I right? So what can I say about Tooheys Extra Dry? Look, mate, it's not that bad. It's kind of like the beer you settle for when you run out of the good stuff. You know, you're at a mate's barbecue or something, and you go check the esky and there's nothing left but a couple of Extra Dries just floating there in the ice. And you're thinking to yourself, you know, who brought these? Well, you rip into them anyway, and yeah.
Hey, Nolan, old mate, what's shaking?
Davo, mate, how you going? But yeah, mate, yeah, you know, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed, you know, I wouldn't butter it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're not going to say no, are you?
Oh, look, it's perfect. Yeah, it's bloody hilarious. And it's 100% true. And that's the thing, like if you want to be true, tell the truth. And the truth is what we all think of mid-strength beer. Perfectly put together. I love the vibe and feel. I think it's harder for bigger brands. I think they can take it more liberally, but I think for bigger brands, it tends to be harder to make those decisions creatively. But they've always been willing to make difficult decisions, and you need to get cut through. Obviously, it's a huge market. They've got a lot of choice. There's different ways that you make choices. There's different times that you consume a beer. And so you've got to be creative and cut through. So no, for a bigger business, like, yeah, sure, they are more established, but sometimes that makes it harder. So it's good when they go hard at something else. I think whoever put this campaign together is brilliant. I'm surprised I didn't see more of it. Maybe because I'm not the target demographic anymore. But it's clearly aimed at a young bloke, old mate, who's either a tradie or he's a worker, having a beer at the local. I used to do a lot of that myself when I was allowed out. So it makes a lot of sense, right? I just love the fact that it's very Australian. There's no bullshit, there's no pretension, you know? It is that beer that's floating Esky, who brought that, but I'll drink it. So what did I learn from these ads? Well, the anti-ad can be hugely powerful. Also, if you're going after a demographic that sees a lot of advertising directed at them, you need to do something different. You need to be creative. I love the Australian feel throughout it, especially with the comedy. And I think a lot of businesses can do more of that. And I love the fact that a big brand is willing to keep doing different things to get attention. I think the lesson for us in business is that you need to be creative to get attention. You also need to really think hard about how the people, how your consumers or your clients actually go about deciding on purchasing you, and that process, where they are and what you want to be remembered by, so you get remembered at all. If you like this vid, drop us a comment below and let us know what you thought of the ad. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you think it was a good premise? We'd love to get your thoughts.